Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. We got a lot of games to cover, so let's get to it. In our first game this week, we had the 49ers come away with a 7-point win. Barber had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Rams beat the Titans. Way up in the northern plains in Minnesota, we had the Vikings end up on the short end of an 18-point shtick. Down in New Orleans, we had the Saints get nipped by 3 points. The Texans' defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at the Georgia Dome. The Dolphins won at home and will stay home for next week's game when they meet the Redskins. We had a big trade also of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
We'll shift gears now just a little and have a look at a few trades that should certainly be of interest. Larry Allen leaves the Cowboys and will be on his way to the Giants. And they obviously see that as one of the areas that needs improvement. In exchange, they'll get someone to beef up their roster. Ike Hilliard is someone that can certainly lend a hand to this receiving corps as he provides another weapon from the wideout spot.
Panthers, Bears. Holmes is set to get the kick at his own 15. Juggles just a moment. Jumps outside, gets a block downfield by the midfield stripe, and you know he's got jets. He could go all the way 85 yards. The Panthers win this one by the final score of 21-17. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Mike Rucker sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. It's a torn calf muscle, and the doctors are estimating he'll be out for 8 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Peyton Manning passed for 150 yards plus and helped his Browns beat the Redskins. In upstate New York, Buffalo, we had the Bills very confidently win by 16. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. David Bowens is on the move, as you see, as he accepts a pretty good offer to leave his current club. 6 years, $4.1 million, plus a $1.2 million signing bonus. Crawford will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Ravens. Wells will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 6 years, $2.5 million. Tony Williams will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the 49ers.
Up in Ford Field, we had the Lions get sent away with a 7-point loss. The Broncos booted in 3 field goals in their victory at the Invesco Field at Mile High. The Buccaneers won on the road and will now head home to meet the Rams. And last but not least, we had the Patriots come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.